Good Tuesday morning. Glad you could join us here at 6:30 on Sunrise. It is another cold one, and we are just getting started.
Yeah, it's a busy travel week, so folks might have a flight to catch early this morning. We have Eva Anderson at MSP Airport. Also, we have 2 weather-worn days on tap.
Back to back.
Back to back. So let's get right out to Guy, because I know a lot of people, all eyes on the forecast, Guy.
Right. And right now things quiet, cold, sunny and cold with low wind chills all day. So get those last minute errands done today. Over to the graphics here, you'll see temperatures below 0. It is 1 below right now, but it feels like 19 below. Winds out of the west, northwest at 13 miles per hour. Sun up right around 7:47. We'll see sunshine today before snow moves in tomorrow. Only getting up to 4, but again, it won't feel like it all day long, feeling like 19 below to 12 below by the afternoon. I'm tracking a weather warn day tomorrow and Thursday with accumulating snow on the way. I'll be timing that all out for you here throughout Sunrise. Alicia?
Mess, 5 to 10 inches. Yikes. All right, Guy, thank you. Unfortunately, the roads, they're slick this morning. We have some compacted snow from yesterday's snowfall. This is 694 at Main Street. You see the flashing lights blocking the left lane in the North Metro. We'll show you the map. As you can see, Highway 100 southbound has a crash through Crystal in the Robbinsdale area. And then 169 has 2 crashes that popped up right near 394. So if you have to be somewhere today, still know to take it a little extra slow. Another massive winter storm heads towards the Twin Cities, and right as people are getting ready for the holidays, throwing a wrench in some people's plans, speeding up their holiday prep today.
And tomorrow and Thursday are both weather warn days. Eva is live at MSP with how you can prepare before the storm hits. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Chris. We've been mentioning it all morning. If you can, get your errands done today, that last minute shopping. Also, if you can hit the road a little early for your holiday travel, it's best to do it today. The snow coming in tomorrow and then those super strong winds with the blowing snow is going to make it pretty tricky when you hit the roads. And if you're heading to the airport, here are 3 tips to keep in mind to make sure that your flight goes as smoothly as possible. First, start tracking your flight as soon as possible, 24 hours before you're set to take off, so you can stay on top of any delays or changes in your flight. Watch your airline the next few days to see if they issue weather waivers for rescheduling. You can check their website for that. And get to the airport extra early. Remember, this is one of the busiest times of year for flight travel, so expect long lines and potential delays.
As of the 22nd, I think, for lack of a better word, the chaos or the mayhem is going to continue to start. So if it's not weather related, it's definitely going to be resource or shorter staff related, long lineup. So I think there is going to be some ripple effect.
There's long lines at check-in behind me, and then earlier we saw security lines dipping into the Skyway. So again, get here as early as you can. Now, travel should be a little bit easier come Saturday and Sunday, but you might already want to be with your family by then. So again, if you can scoot up your travel earlier, today would be a great day to hit the roads. Guys?
Bonus pro tip, Eva, too. Don't bring wrapped gifts. I got pulled aside and I was running behind during the holidays. Not a good idea. All right, thanks, Eva.
Well, as temperatures fall even more, grab your phone or tablet and download the free KARE 11 weather app. You're going to want personalized forecast, radar, and weather alerts. You can find it wherever you get your apps. Breaking news in St. Paul, police are investigating a homicide.
Yeah, it's the city's 39th homicide, making 2022 the most violent year on record. It happened in the Payne-Phelan neighborhood near Cook and Edgerton just before 10 o'clock last night.
Cece is live in St. Paul with new details overnight. Cece?
Hi, good morning. Yeah, we've been here for a couple hours now, and as of right now, the scene is still squad cars behind me, but it does seem as if investigators are wrapping up here for now. I mean, they've been here for hours just trying to piece together details about what could have happened here. And just a few hours ago, we did hear from police about what they know so far about what happened here. So they say that it all started around 9:45 last night, and officers got here when they got a call about a woman being shot at a home right behind me on this block. When officers got here, they found a woman who was shot in the head. Now, at that time, she wasn't breathing. Medics did try to provide aid, but she was pronounced dead at the scene. After officers secured the scene, they immediately started to search for witnesses.
Our homicide investigators were called in. and they are busy looking at the scene, looking for anything physical evidence, but also they are here at headquarters interviewing witnesses, trying to determine what occurred out there.
As police continue their investigation, we do know that no arrests have been made yet. I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Cece, thanks for that report. Also in St. Paul City, and security leaders are looking at safety after a deadly shooting inside the Skyway system downtown.
I'm Lou Ragoose. A deadly shooting that killed 2 people at a light rail station in St. Paul has residents voicing long-standing safety concerns at stations and in the city's Skyway system. A city council member held a virtual town hall. Officials announced that they're temporarily closing the building connecting the station to the Skyway in order to implement safety measures. Those include covering windows to keep people moving, hiring security, and using an intercom system throughout the Skyway.
This morning, the Chisago County Sheriff's Office is mourning the loss of one of its K-9 officers, Cairo. According to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, yesterday authorities responded to a fire at the home of Cairo's handler, Deputy Nate Fisher. Cairo and the family's 2 other dogs died in the fire. The family wasn't home at the time. No word on what caused the fire.
Minnesota state lawmakers are addressing the increasing safety, security, accessibility struggles of the aging state office building in St. Paul.
We do take care of those things within our means. But as the building gets older, just like the body that Mr. Fenley talked about, it breaks down. And it's getting to the point where, you know what, we can't keep up with it anymore.
All agreed that the 90-year-old state office building, which houses 134 members of the Minnesota House, needs repairs. But just how major and what cost is where Republicans and Democrats differ. House Majority Leader Ryan Winkler is expected to present a full renovation plan, including the cost estimates, tomorrow. Developing this morning, expect more reaction today from lawmakers after the January 6th committee voted to refer criminal charges to the Department of Justice for former President Trump.
It makes Trump the first president in American history to be formally referred by Congress for potential prosecution. NBC's Garrett Hake is live in D.C. with what's next. Good morning, Garrett.
Hey, Alicia, Chris, good morning. Yeah, look, this historic investigation, nearly 2 years in the making, is winding to a close. You talked about those referral votes yesterday, 4 separate charges for former President Trump, including incitement of insurrection. That's a charge we haven't seen since the Civil War. Now, on Wednesday, tomorrow, the committee's going to release their full report, 8 chapters, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 pages, really laying out the case that they have built against the former president over the length of their investigation. We did hear some new evidence yesterday, mostly about the former president's state of mind, the idea being that the committee wanted to prove that he knew he had lost this race when he continued to lie about the election results between November and January, and then basically sat on his hands when the attack on the Capitol was going on. And it wasn't just Donald Trump at the center of the committee's attention yesterday. They also put forward referrals for John Eastman, a Trump lawyer who has gotten some degree of infamy now as the guy who came up with the strategy to have Mike Pence throw out the election results on the 6th. And they referred 4 members of Congress to the House Ethics Committee for failing to comply with their subpoenas. Most of those folks have dismissed the committee's work as a partisan sham. Now, the former president was pretty active on his social media yesterday, making the case that the committee is out to sideline him, his word, just trying to keep him from running again in 2024, and that their work won't matter. That's something of an open question. It's going to fall to the Department of Justice and to the special counsel, Jack Smith, to decide what, if anything, to do with these referrals. They don't have any legal weight. There's no more weight to a congressional referral than if you or I called up the DOJ and said you guys ought to press charges. But the committee has put together that report that I mentioned at the top. They have their evidence, their transcripts, and they hope that there's enough in there that it gets the Department of Justice's attention. But as we head into the holidays, guys, it could be quite a while until we find out what, if anything, the DOJ decides to do with all this information coming out of this committee.
Yeah, a lot to unpack. All right, thanks for that, Garrett.
Well, holiday season, we've been warning you about scams and giving you tips on how to avoid them. But what do you do if it's too late and the scammers already have all of your information?
Ariane Deitel has 3 steps you should follow to protect your money.
Here at Verify, we want to help people avoid getting scammed. That's why we dedicated a whole section of our website to fact-checking scam claims. But sometimes viewers reach out to us for guidance after falling for a scam. If that's you or someone you know, here are 3 things our sources say you can do right now to protect yourself. 1. Report it. If you shared your banking information or social security number with a scammer, report the scam to police, your banking institutions, and credit bureaus. If scammers have your social security number, they can open up lines of credit in your name. Stop scammers in their tracks by calling all 3 credit bureaus and freezing your credit. If scammers have your bank account or credit card info, call the bank and ask them to reverse the transaction or give you your money back. Next, change your passwords and add 2-factor authentication to your accounts. A lot of personal information is kept in online accounts, including your email address, bank account, and social security numbers. So having a secure password and changing it frequently is key. Just make sure to pick one that's at least 12 characters long and don't use the same password for multiple accounts. Now, if it's an option, set up 2-factor authentication. That requires you or anyone else trying to log into your account to have a second factor, like a security code sent via text message to gain access. Finally, check your computer and other devices for signs of hackers. Is your antivirus program up to date and running? Well, if the computer is unable to run any programs or is running really slowly, that could be a sign that it's been hacked. Disconnect the computer from the internet and take it to a reputable computer technician for inspection. If you suspect your cell phone may be compromised, contact your mobile service provider. Once you have access to your devices again, change your passwords and your PIN numbers. We have an article on our website full of helpful numbers and links. To access it, scan this QR code right here on your screen. With your Verify, I'm Adiante Till.
2-factor authentication. As much as I am annoyed that I have to wait for the text to come in and put the code in, it's extra safe.
I don't mind doing it for certain sites, but for social media sites, I don't know.
That's the best that get hacked, though. The most that get hacked.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. All right, let's get up to Guy. 6:41. Happy Tuesday. You're a busy guy this week.
Very busy, very busy. Yep, temperature and wind chills. Let's look at that graphic. You'll see wind chills all day long, well below 0. Right now, feeling like 19 below. Air temperatures make it to around 4 this afternoon, but it'll feel like 12 below. So just make sure you're layered up, running those last-minute errands before the holidays, or maybe adjusting your travel plans. I think today will be a great travel day. Coming up in Weather Minds, I'm going to be talking about some wind chills that are on the way for the metro for the remainder of the week. We'll talk about our lowest wind chill and how long that would take for frostbite to occur at 6:49. Alicia?
Guy, thanks. Unfortunately, as you can see from the map, quite a few crashes still popped up. Roads have been plowed, but they're slick out there. The really cold temperatures are not helping with that at all. This slowdown is due to a crash 694 East River Road in the North Metro. So if this is your route, give yourself a few extra minutes. If you're hosting this holiday season get-together, we're here to help you out.
Well, that's good, because after the break, we're talking to an expert to help your small space feel bigger before your guests show up.